I'm sorry that the, like, past 3 streams I've done have been a I need help stream, but I'm, like, really breaking down. And I've been feeling so bad the past couple days. And like I've said before, I hate being this streamer. I hate being this guy who just keeps coming on and just talks about his fucking dumb problems that aren't even real problems. But yeah, I seem to have panic disorder or something. Or it has, like, slowly crept up on me over the years. It's like the past 3 days I just have not been able to calm down. Useless piece of shit. I'm trying to just focus on the game and get my mind off of it. My mind off of the stress recently. It's just been destroying me. Hold on 1 second. I forgot I was still wearing these fingerless gloves. Because I was just outside having a smoke before I started this stream. And smoking doesn't actually help calm. It's actually worse for you when you're anxious because it's a stimulant, but I'm an addict, so it's another piece of shit thing that I'm a fucking shit human being for. This is making me feel a little bit better, though. Just focusing on the game. I just hate being the woe is me streamer. That could have killed me if I wasn't. I just wish I could stop feeling so bad. I should be more sympathetic for myself, but I also shouldn't. I don't know, it's just hard to gauge. It's hard to make yourself feel better when you feel like everything has been your fault. Really? They put one of these guys in here now? First try. And I mean, one of the whole reasons why I started doing live streaming and YouTube, even though I have for a long time said that I never wanted it to make me any money, but now that's even less of the case, so I don't know, I guess I've shoved that out of my brain, the possibility of ever having people watch me, that it matters. It's also because I don't put any effort into anything because of that. Because I knew it was all going downhill when I started it. YouTube has been in a constant state of downhill for the past, like, I don't know, 2 to 3 years. And I mean, it's like I've always said from the start when I started streaming, I never wanted to be the guy on the stream asking for donations. Or even, like, I'd never even given myself the option of having donations. I don't even know where to begin setting up something like that. And again, I think it'd just be something that would just turn more people away from my content instead of actually making them more likely to watch it or stay with me. I don't know, I've always sort of done this for myself, but now I sort of can't. And it's either I pretty much give up doing this, or I find some other work to do in my part-time, which will probably just increase my stress and anxiety, and I'll probably die of a heart attack before I hit my 40s, but whatever. Again, it's not like anyone's gonna hear this shit. And since my video is already getting demonetized, it's not like the title of this video matters at all. Cannon. Fuck. I can't even play the game right. It's like the one person who came to watch already left because he came to the stream of some fucking depressed dude just crying about his goddamn life. What the fuck am I doing? Now it's like, now I can't even focus on the video game. Oh my god, Sloth. You're dead. You got Sloth Talisman. What are you supposed to do when everything blocks you? And they take no key damage for it? Oh my, literally the first fucking talisman he cast. Well, dead again. Great, this game is so fair. Holy shit. Oh, what's that? You didn't instant cast the Sloth Talisman? God fucking damn it. I couldn't even get one charged draw strike off. Now I can't even move. God, stop fucking rolling. Do a different attack. My word. I hate these one-trick pony wheels. I'd rather fight 2 Tengus at once. No. Fucking every time. Every goddamn time. They get a single chance to cast it. They do. They'll even refresh it on you. They won't even let you have the gratification of letting it run out. They'll just fucking use it over and over again. God, what a dumb fucking mechanic. What a dumb mechanic to give a player. What a dumb mechanic to give an enemy even more. Let me just instant cast this tiny little purple projectile that you can barely see, and that puts the most debilitating effect on you in the game. Cool. Sounds good. Oh my god, he debuffed me, and now he soft me. Get the fuck out of here. Couldn't cast an actual magic spell, just had to throw debuffs around. It's the only way to make the game fair. Apparently. It's almost like they prioritize Sloth Talisman over other talismans. I've only been streaming for 20 minutes. Wow. What a piece of fucking garbage I am. Just checking the heat in here. Alright, it's getting warmer, finally. I don't know, I just really hope that at some point, eventually, I will feel better and won't be in this continuous loop of anxiety that will inevitably kill me. I find that funny how the skeletons, the big skeletons, only get active super armor once they're finished spawning. And then it just becomes active permanently and you can't ever stagger them. Even though they clearly have a stagger thing. Oh, well. So much for that. I'm helping me, bro? Good, now you get killed in 2 hits. And insta-grab. What? Really? He burned. Damn it, Armin spawned. What am I doing? Go to the head. The multiple enemy mastered. Never mind. The multiple enemy deadster. Oh yeah, that's right. For whatever reason, they were feeling friendly the day that they made this. And we're like, you know what? Let's make it so that the boss gets stuck in the center of the arena. And let's make it so the boss... make it so they don't have to try it over again from the start like they do every other challenge that's like this. Who's the good guy on Team Ninja? That's the guy I want to meet. Oh, I can get used to that. What was I stuck on here? Weird. 助けてくれてありがとな。俺は竹蔵。あんたの剣見事だったぜ。俺もあんたみたいになれるよう修行に励むことにするよ。これは礼だ。もらってくれ。Shingiku medicine. I don't know, I just hope I wake up tomorrow and can actually eat properly. And don't have this constant feeling of... I don't even know what to call it. Of dread. And... it's probably a little bit of loneliness as well. I don't really have many friends anymore. Most of my friends are online, and most of them even hate me now. One of the only people I know who's actually, like, actively talked to me recently was, My Good. I don't know if anyone would even know who that is, but he's a dude who regularly comes by my stream. His YouTube channel goes by the name That's My Good. And he does streams of Nioh and a bunch of other stuff as well. Well, actually, I don't really know if he does a bunch of other stuff, but I do know he's streaming Nioh a good bunch. So check him out, because he's definitely one of the few decent people left on this planet. And the dude sounds like... I don't know if anyone here knows anything about Borderlands YouTubers, but My Good also sort of sounds like Killer 6, so... If you like that kind of voice, then you'll like him. I would say that they're from the same area, just because their voice is so similar. Not in the sense of what they sound like, just in the sense of their what's the word for it? Idioms and how they speak. He's a cool dude, nonetheless. If you looked up loser in the dictionary, there'd be a picture of me there. How did... There you go, asshole. I didn't expect that guy to have confas. I expected it to be a Kusarigama ninja. Is that what's normally there in the other difficulties? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's right. They leave revenants that you can kill. I see why they increased the speed of Renegade Dragon now. Considering how fast Blade Spin is, there's no reason why any of the Kusarigama skills should even be remotely slow. Here, let's be an elite player. Oh. Strong attack, no work. And people wondered why they nerfed critical living weapon, and I'm dealing 11,000 damage a hit with that without even having any min-max taken for the living weapon right now. You just go and you press one button and you beat the game. And people were mad that that got patched. Like, don't they understand what the point of the game is? I mean, I get angry at the game all the time too, because it is a little bit bullshit, and some of Team Ninja's changes are completely outlandish. Why nerf one thing for a group of players because of PvP when no one gives a fuck about PvP? And if you're gonna nerf something for PvE, then actually make sure that you're doing it with good merit and not just doing it because you saw people's videos online that did 100,000 damage a hit from behind. Because that's literally the only reason this shit got patched. It's not like someone went onto the forums and was like, oh, I just hit 100,000 damage. Please nerf Team Ninja. No. No one does that. The only time people do those kinds of complaints are when they're complaining about something overpowered in a player versus player environment. Which Team Ninja has proven that they can just manually change how stuff works in PvP versus PvE. Even just down to the stagger mechanics. You can't stagger someone out of super armor with the skills that say they stagger out of super armor in single player, but you can in multiplayer, because that makes sense. Like, I don't get it. Changes like that are what baffle me. When they change stuff for PvP, but then don't, like, why does it matter if I can stun an enemy out of his super armor? You still have to use an attack in the middle of an enemy using an attack, which is incredibly dangerous at higher levels. which is half the reason my build fell apart. Fell apart. Because I originally liked using the Tatanashi set and then combined it with a bunch of health regeneration stuff, so you basically just never lost health to a significant amount, and if you did, you just chucked down an elixir, which you would have 11 of. And for just casual mobbing, it was like one of the best things out there. See, that's what I mean. That's why you don't do that. That's the exact reason of why you don't do that. What the hell? I'm getting a doctor's appointment scheduled sometime soon here, just in case anyone was curious if I was actually trying to get help. I am. Just really hard to stay positive sometimes, you know. Booty smack. Didn't even mean to kick you, buddy. That parry skill that they added for the Tonfa makes the Tonfa so much better. Even if it only works on human enemies, even though it should work on small yokai. Get off the ledge. Wait, isn't he supposed to give me auto recovery critical? I guess it only works when he's up. Excuse me? I'd like to get my living weapon effect now. Wait. I think I know how to fix this. What the absolute fuck is going on here? What, did they break all of the critical effects when they changed critical? That's the only way I can explain why that isn't working. I didn't think that would kill me. Fucking Team Ninja and stupid fucking nerf bullshit. Nerf something, but don't fix actual broken gameplay mechanics that don't even fucking work. Oh, auto life recovery critical? Nah, dude. Nah, dude. That hasn't worked since fucking patch 1.07. We fucked that up a long time ago. No one ever uses that spirit, though, so no one would ever know. Cut. Fucking assholes. Nice throw. I'm out of here. Nice try. I'll just take my casual stroll. Okay. I hate the fact that these guys attack slower than a normal human. It actually makes it harder to parry because I'm so used to parrying the fast attacks that the masters have. Because the way that you have to parry in this game, if you want to sight parry, is the second you see them go into an attack animation, you have to parry it, unless it's a high stance attack. Or an axe attack. Or Odachi, but even then, the Odachi mid-stance attack is still ridiculously fast for being a giant katana. It's about as fast as the normal katana. The first two swipes are, anyways. Because it goes like this. Here, I'll pull out. This. Just listen to the sound effects more than the actual animation. One, two. 1, 2. It's a little bit slower. But it's still, again, compared to the axe, it's fucking insane. I remember I used this to cheese barehanded Marubashi. So yeah, apparently the auto life recovery effect only works if you have been out of living weapon and are using it when you get put into critical. If you swap to it when you're in critical, doesn't work. Doesn't register it the same way. They fixed it for Suzaku, but like I said, apparently Narukami Tanuki was not special enough, despite the fact it being the guardian spirit of Ieyasu. They just didn't give a shit because no one fucking used it, because everyone's a min-maxing asshole. And then Team Ninja designed their game around min-maxing assholes, so now we have a game built for min-maxing assholes that punches min-maxing assholes in the face when they do it. It's like, oh, you're trying to make this build? We nerfed that fucking 7 patches ago. What? What the hell was that? What is he, blind or something? Oh, why'd I do that? Another useless skill that they added for no fucking reason, because no one actually wanted it. I bet there was 2 guys on the forum who was like, I'd love the Odachi to have a buff skill like the axe. And then Community was like, alright, that sounds cool. Let's make one that's useless. Don't you want more key recovery for sloth movement speed? Sounds great. I'll take 2. Fucking idiots. Oh, welcome back, Nagayan. If I pronounced that right. I've only ever seen that name written. I assume one of the letters is silent, but I don't know. Oh my god, yep, that's exactly what I remember about Revenants. Get stomped on. Oh yeah, wait, it does no damage, that's right. I forgot that it does no fucking damage, because they were like, oh yeah, let's make all Guardian Spirit attacks fucking useless, because people keep spamming them. The only one that still does good damage is like Suzaku or Fusaushi, which the Guardian Spirit itself doesn't do very much for offensive characters. But the Guardian Spirit attack is so good on the bull. Not only does it do damage, it does knockdown. And it overrides super armor. So if an enemy or anything is trying to use super armor and you hit them with the bull attack, they immediately get knocked out of it. They won't get knocked over, but they'll get knocked out of it. I know, because I used it for like 200 hours of gameplay before realizing how trash it was. Oh, god damn it. It's not even that it's necessarily trash, it just doesn't promote, it doesn't promote anything good for the character besides blocking. And I mean, life recovery from Amrita absorption is alright, but I actually like, after using critical for so long, I actually like being in critical now. Let me swap back to Tato. I have to deal with that dumb shenanigans. I almost just walked right off the ledge. You do great design choices, Team Ninja. Honestly, I couldn't have thought of anything better myself. I couldn't have designed that any better. Instead of the enemy repositioning itself, it just constantly does the same thing. They did the same thing with the Onmaraki in the new DLC, and that was like one of the most triggering things in the world for me to witness, was watching them do that a second time and then acting like that's okay. It's not fucking okay. Utter laziness to make an attack like that. It's just like Dark Souls 2. They go through the extent of modeling and animating these dragons to have their only attack underneath them be, "Let me stomp you gently with my dragon foot, but I only do it very slowly so you can run out of the way of it." I fly up in the air and breathe dragon breath, but only in the enough time that is allotted for you to run away from my dragon breath. Like, every dragon fight in Dark Souls games or anything like that is ass. Ass. Just absolute horse shit. Doo-doo cocky fucking nonsense. The last Dark Souls DLC that some people think is really good, I think is one of the worst additions to the series. It tried way too hard to capture what Artorias of the Abyss DLC did, and it failed so hard at it. Because the only thing it did was make a Dark Souls 2 callback, which is just like, why? There wasn't anything about the story of that game that led to the end of Dark Souls 3, but whatever. Whatever. They needed stuff to make fucking bloated content for their already bloated game filled with already used content that they had used in an entirely other game with the same name. Oh, you remember all these attacks on your weapons? Well, we added this new cool feature that's called weapon arts, but fun fact, they're useless. Because they have no stagger associated with them, and every single person abused the fuck out of them until they became nerfed. I'm the fucking nerf elf. This is how I speak. If everyone wasn't a special little princess with these types of games, they would probably be a lot fucking better, but even the developers are special little princesses when it comes to developing these games. Where it's just, they will go to the absolute extent of having no original thought process for their design, just to have people act like it was an original design. And that, like, that is, I think, what pissed me off the most single-handedly about games nowadays. Souls games more than others, but other games have been subject to this after Souls game came out, and all this elitism came out of nowhere about, this game has this mechanic, so it's cloning this game. This game causes you to die a lot, so it's like Dark Souls, right? Like people saying fucking Cuphead was Dark Souls. I wanted to vomit when I read shit like that. Even as a joke. Like, come the fuck on. You're just feeding into it. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just feeding into the whole thing. Because now, because I don't want people to do it, people will spitefully do it. Just because I said not to. Because everyone's a cancerous fucking 12-year-old. Even when they're 35 years old. All it takes is one internet to turn a fucking decent man into a fucking oblivious piece of garbage. Doesn't matter what goes on around me, as long as I can just make fun of people on the internet. And not have to worry about any downsides or anything, because I have no moral standards. And I am your average piece of shit human being that lives nowadays. I mean, I'm not great either. It's why I have anxiety attacks. It's why I can't get out of this stress loop recently. I can't eat properly. I haven't slept well in days. Yeah, it's a pretty good effect. Sorry, I thought I had my mic muted. I put it on all my gloves. I mean, I only have one pair of gloves on me because I put my other half of my set away. Because I did have 6-piece Kigetsu, but that got nerfed to oblivion, so... Oh, wait. Ah, fuck. I couldn't remember which one I did. Well, I'm dead. Gotta run! I can't run because I have an Odachi on my deck. Is he gonna drop? Yeah, saw that coming. What the absolute fuck? You're gonna regret that. And this isn't even my Odachi with skill damage for moonlets now. That's actually a bad Odachi for what I was just doing. If I'd put this one on, I'd be doing way more damage. What's that? I keep hearing. You're wondering what I was checking. I was just checking my oven. The stupid fucking company that was supposed to deliver oil to my house never did, so I'm having to use the oven in my house to heat my house. I have an oven and a little radiator that I've been using. That and I've been really cold just because I haven't been able to eat, as I've already said like 3 times, so I'm going to stop saying it. I'm in North America, man. Specifically the Northeast. Holy fuck, are you actually serious right now, dude? Another one? I'm not dying. Fucking earpiece got caught on my sweatshirt. It's something like 50 Fahrenheit out and getting colder here. It's like only, it's like about 15 to 10 Celsius or something like that. And it's supposed to get down to near 32, which would be near zero for people who use Celsius. Oh fuck! I was getting prepared for Oda Nobunaga and his butt boy. Would you do 2 of the same attacks in a row? Holy shit, my parry keeps getting... You have to... That's one of the things where I was talking about. You have to parry as soon as you see them move for the animation of attacking. And he used a different attack that time. And he has so much running speed as well. He moves away from you in like 5 steps. Alrighty. You need to be debuffed. There's Sunny. No, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a full one off. But... Yep. You can break my armor, but it don't matter. I just want to Azuna drop him if you're wondering why I'm not just going for the kill. Get destroyed. That's what you get for being a butt buddy. But yeah, isn't it summer in Australia right now? Or isn't it like becoming summer? Or I guess it would be spring for you right now. The next season would be summer. Yeah, because it's fall here. And it'll be winter in another month and a half. What makes you say that? It's going to be burning that this summer. What's your average temperature down there? Here in the summer, our average temperature is like 81 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can drift a lot. Hey, that one almost has perfect inheritable skill damage. Grace of Amaterasu. This one also has Grace of Amaterasu, but it has the human close combat damage on it, which I don't like. And, I mean, I would use this, but it's got, skill damage Serpent Strike. This one has it as well. Why does that show up so much? It's not even a good skill. If you don't know what Serpent Strike is, it's the hold triangle to pull an enemy towards you skill. Benkei? What is that? I know some countries got different localizations, so I didn't know if Australia was one of those. Oh, is that his name? I didn't know he had a name. Yeah, you're talking about the what's it called? Something ghost on the bridge. I think it's in this region. Yeah, right here. The Battle of Ohashi Bridge. I'm not gonna do it though, I just wanted to... Is he called that, like, in the game? Because it's definitely not called that for me. Oh, no. I'm not very well versed. So it's just like something that if you knew about it, you would know the guy's name. But if not, because that he doesn't only show up there on the bridge. Because he also shows up in one of these missions down here. I think in this one of these missions. Is it one of these ones? Or is it this one? It's not that mission. That's where you have to fight. I think it might be this one that I'm thinking of. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I guess that makes more sense now why he's located in that area. The only thing that had me put 2 and 2 together was the guy wore the hood, the monk's hood. Thanks a lot for coming by the stream, though, man. Oh, he kicked me out of it. Horse dicks. Done. I didn't even kill the cannon dude that spawns up there. That fight without having a ton of damage is so annoying. Oh yeah, I'm sure. There's a lot of the things that they did. Like, the one thing that I was surprised about was they actually put the Sonata's Braves in there and actually all had them, like, according to their real personality that they supposedly had. Not trying to say that the Japanese history surrounding a lot of those kinds of people is, like, made up, but I definitely don't believe that some guy named what's his name? Yagyu Sekihusai actually went out and fought Tengus. Like, I'm sure he told that story as an 80-year-old man. I don't think he actually did that. A lot of it's like Greek mythology to me. Like, I understand it, but I also think it's complete cockadookey. Not in like a bad way. I love a lot of the Japanese mythos. I just think it's funny that some old dude told a story to a young kid, who then told that story to a bunch of other young kids, and that eventually became like that guy personified as a deity. It was like how strong that person was. He could kill unfathomable beasts that you can't even see visually. Sort of thing. Because, I mean, isn't that the whole, like, gimmick of why they have William have the ability to see guardian spirits and Amrita and yokai? Because not everyone possesses that ability, I thought. Which is why I never understood why on the missions people can't help you fight it. But then when you also look at the mission called the Demon King Revealed, if you go to that mission, and look at the opening part of the cutscene, Okatsu holds these little glasses up to her eyes, and you might just pass that off as thinking like, oh, she's just using that to see better. But actually, those are Master Tenkai's glasses, and those glasses actually are what allow you to see yokai. Took him a long time to stand back up. Also, here, if you want some more gameplay tips, don't let go of your living weapon and then go to don't go to let go of your ranged weapon and then try to dodge. Just press dodge while you're holding the ranged weapon button, and you won't have an animation you need to worry about canceling out of. Because if you just put the gun away, normally, like this, you have to wait until your character's done putting the gun on his back until you gain control again. So. Whoa. Let's not fight on this bridge where there's that tiny little gap. Oh no. Yeah, if you didn't know, you can just block those landmines. It's one of the dumbest game mechanics ever, I think I've ever seen. Oh yeah, I just hold a thin sword up to a bomb, and that blocks it. Or in this case, an axe, but it's just a fucking wooden handle as far as I know. Pretty sure in the base. Well, not on this axe, because this is the axe of a deity. It's like a religious item, if I remember right. You know what? That's weird. Yeah, so he's the same person who made, like, the Yata mirror. This was not a weapon intended to be used for real combat, even in the real-life version that was made. It was intended to just be like a religious item. Sort of like an executioner's sword. They weren't actually made to be used in combat, even though we have video games that depict people using executioner swords in combat. Also, how the fuck did I just block that cannon shot without taking full key damage? Go ahead, shoot at me. I want to actually test this. Damn it! How did I not take key damage? Alright, so that wasn't a timely guard. Definitely not. That wasn't. That wasn't. That wasn't. That was. And then he's just like, I just shot myself in the face, so I'm walking away. I'm sick of you. Seriously though, I don't know how I took 0 key damage from that cannon shot. I can tell when I get a timely guard because I bounce the cannonball back into his face. That was not a timely guard. There we go. Killed him with his own gun. I don't know, it must have been a bug. Because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to always lose all of your ki when you take a cannon shot, regardless of if you timely guard it or not. I love that reduced defense Scorch. It's such a strong defense weakener. You can get elixirs from these rocks, if you didn't already know that. It's a good place early on in the game if you want just free elixir farm. Just come to this mission and just rest at this shrine and just keep respawning the rocks, and you can literally farm as many elixirs as you want. They drop more if you have item drop rate on your stuff. Not that you'd ever run out of elixirs. I mean, fuck, I have like 5,000 in my storage, so. But I do know people that don't like looting stuff and don't like getting rid of their loot, so they don't ever have elixirs. And it always just confuses me because I've never ran out of elixirs in this game. The only time I ever run out of elixirs are in like the very first 2 missions before I can get enough gear to donate to the shrine. And then after that I have like 50 plus elixirs for the rest of the game. Just because I see no point in selling low-level gear, because the money you get from it just isn't worth it. Whereas the Amrita is always worth it, because you can level up with it. At low levels, anyways. Because the gear isn't worth shit for money. And the amount of money you need to spend later levels to actually do stuff is just not worth it. So I normally just sell all the white, yellow stuff to the shrine, and then if I have any blue and purple stuff, I used to disassemble it to get more stuff for reforging, but ever since they added the Umbracite mechanic, I rarely ever disassemble shit. You just don't get enough blues and purples to make it worth it anymore. You get more divines, which you already get the fragments of for killing a revenant that has ethereal gear on them, which is a way more effective way of getting divine fragments. I mean, I don't mind being guard broke by projectiles, because sometimes it's actually saved my life. Because I'll get hit by a cannonball when an enemy was doing like a charged attack in front of me and it just happens to roll me out of the way. It's only happened to me a couple of times, but it's definitely happened enough for me to remember it. It wasn't with one of the big cannon yokai, though. It was with one of the skeleton yokai, which I don't think deal as much damage with their cannon. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they deal less damage with their cannon. They got a cheaper cannon or something. I guess the ghost cannon is a lot better than a real cannon. It's like a ghost train. It's more effective than a real train. You gonna die. Now we gotta wait like 20 seconds for his brother to show up. Thanks. And then we gotta wait for the dad. The dad's coming next. I like how in Way of the Wise and everything, you don't even get any of the subtitles or dialogue prompts for half of the things. The only thing that you still get, like, the dialogue for in Way of the Nioh is the spider mission when the cat pops up. And in the little cave where the wall is on the mission where you have to fight the Batgirl. Besides that, almost all the other story just gets sucked out of the game at higher difficulties. This is a mission a lot of people normally have trouble with. Yeah, I did know that. Only because I had seen it in a video. It's the only reason. Because I definitely wouldn't have ever assumed that myself. Because that's really dumb. You would figure Onryoki's balls would count as melee. But I guess anything in this game that attacks further than what is considered close combat is considered a ranged attack or a firearm attack. I wonder if some of the Kusarigama skills are considered ranged attacks. I've never had a 100% damage reduction set though, so I wouldn't know. I've never played with it. I've always just used Tatanashi. Which again, I could just get Tatanashi and still get the 100% damage reduced from firearms. Oh, sorry. My mic keeps rubbing up against my sweatshirt when I turn my head. They designed this area with people for no sense of direction. Because if you didn't know, this one right here leads to one of the areas that you have to kill the crystal. And then if you come up here to the other set of stairs... Oh, didn't mean to do that. You can come this way and go directly to the other one. And then just come back through this and jump down this hole and go to the other one like within a minute. This is like one of the missions that you can do super duper fast. That's not to do with picking up an item. Because what you would want to do is you want to start out and then you just want to immediately run down this staircase that I just went down right here. And then you run over here, the area where you fight. So like crystal, because you fight Otani always on the second crystal. That shading. It's because they just put a center of light in the middle of the room where the crystal is. I never noticed that before. It looks so goofy. What good developers they are. But see, then you just go like this. You just fall down here. And there you go, you're at the second crystal already. See ya. Yeah, and it still does no damage. Well, I say no damage. I say no damage relative to the damage a weapon does. But it still does damage for a stone anyways. You can kill bosses with it. No, it takes forever. See, I don't. The stone's great if you want to pull stuff in a stealthy manner. But if you're just a balls-to-the-wall player like me, I never end up doing that half of the time. Most of the time, if I'm going to pull it, I just end up shooting it. But that's just my playstyle. It was the same way with the Pebble in Bloodborne. I rarely ever used the Pebble to pull enemies. Well, that I can understand, but even then I'd rather throw a blinding shell at him than a stone. Because at least the blinding shell has the same arc, and if the blinding shell hits, he becomes blinded for like 5 seconds, if you have good ninjutsu anyways. Which means he can't shoot at you accurately, and he can't track you with his fly grab. The crotch grab, as I call it. I've been trying to find an Ashita Masamune with Night Rain skill damage on it for I don't know how long. And I've probably sold one in the past, just not even thinking about it when I was stressed out. I still am, like, pretty stressed out, but whatever. Hopefully I'll get over it soon so I can actually fucking eat some food. Tried to eat some rice earlier tonight and I just gagged on almost every single bite. It was so bad.